guys, so last you saw the car was in not great shape, and it's currently still not in great shape, but have worked out what the problem was. It seems like I ran out of brake pad and the piston popped out of the caliper, and that must have happened on the last corner, and then coming down the straight over the finish line, and I lifted off, went to tap the brakes like I normally do, nothing there, and yeah, that's what caused me to go off the track at about 150 k's an hour. Absolutely no brake fluid at all, so it must have popped the cylinder out, or the piston out, and then all the fluid went. And yeah, so here's the result. So yeah, the caliper wasn't in great shape. The still two pistons in on this side, they're fine. Those ones completely came out. The pad sort of half came out and then ended up starting to wear stuff away, which is not good. That was kind of stuck there on the pad. As you can see, absolutely zero material on that left, and it sort of poked a hole through as well. There's still material on this pad, which is on the other side. But yeah, yikes. Just completely worn away. Absolutely brutal. So yeah, expensive lesson learned. Never run out of pads. Don't get complacent. Always check them. I thought I had enough pad there to last the day, but yeah, clearly not. So got on to AP Racing. I managed to get some new parts. So a couple of new pistons there and corresponding seals. Had to work out some part numbers, and it was a bit of an exercise, but managed to get them from Competition Friction in New South Wales. So yeah, time to rebuild this side of the caliper now and put it back together. So I've got here, this is the front right disc, which was the bad side. A bit of scoring on there, so I'm going to get that skimmed. Front side's fine, that's sort of normal wear. And the left-hand side as well, kind of the same thing was about to happen. It just started scoring on the back. As you can see here, I got the caliper off. The rear side, yeah, no material as well. So that was just about ready to pop out also. But the front side still has a bit of material left. So I think that's sort of what influenced my decision in not changing the pads, because you can't really see this back one and you just assume that they wear evenly, but clearly they don't. That's the other caliper, but luckily that one's fine, so put some new pads in and hopefully it's all good. So yeah, next plan with the VH, just gonna assess the damage, take off some panels, and yeah, see what's underneath and start replacing stuff, I guess. And I know you've seen it, but here she is. I'm gonna start pulling some bits off. So headlight, yeah, the bonnet's probably worse than I thought as well. There's a fair few bows in that. Obviously quarter panel's stuffed, bumper's bent. Oh yeah, bit of a mess. Inside here looks fine so far. And super lucky, already got a hold of some quarter panels and yeah, bonnet, and I got a door as well, thanks to my Uncle Craig, who conveniently had some spare parts lying around. Gotta love hoarders. Yeah, need to find a mirror too. Need to give it a vacuum. I think the door's actually okay. A couple maybe dents, and yeah, we'll see. I'll just whip off everything that needs to come off and go from there. So something else I'm just noting here. Obviously the bonnet's been bulged up. There's not normally a gap in there. So it looks like it's been pushed over from this side, because you can see evidence of it right here. And this panel is pushed over because you can see the paint and rust and stuff in between. And obviously that's pushed over here, so the panel gap's smaller, but down the bottom it looks quite normal, the panel gap. So I think this panel's fine and the chassis is fine, it's just pushed it over a little bit. Well, that's what I'm hoping. I think that was there before. So I got some bits off, and you kind of see down the stone guard down there, that's sort of where the bolt holes used to line up and how far it's been pushed over. But that is pretty flimsy and I can move it. There is supposed to be a gap there from the radiator getting pushed over. Yeah, a bit of a crease and bend in the headlight there, more than normal. Obviously all this is creased and bent up underneath. You can see that fresh metal there. And here as well. Look at that, it's already rusting. But yeah, so that's that. Take a look at this. Just want to note how much dirt came in the car as soon as I hit the kitty litter. You can't even see the roll bar plate down the bottom there. Absolutely heaps. I'm going to try and vacuum it as best I can with the door closed. Yeah, stacks on the dash. Look at that. My goodness. So much sand everywhere, including on me too. Right, so another couple of hours tweaking on the VH. This is where I'm at. So I've got new pistons and seals on the side that was damaged on this caliper, and I've got some new brake pads in there now as well. So also got the discs skimmed, so there's probably 0.5 mil off that. Still got a tiny bit of slottedness left. So the next plan is to put the wheels back on, see if we can get a wheel alignment and see if anything's out of whack, because we did just get one done recently, so they might be able to see. And hopefully that's all good, and then we can just work on having a go ourselves at pulling out this panel with some sort of lock and tackle or come along or winch or whatever we can do. So yeah, next steps. Operation Unbend. So we got water power down there across the chassis rails, which are still straight. Pump it up from the bottom. So that's bending out this section of the guard that's on top of the chassis rail. And then at the same time, we've been jacking up this corner and flattening that out. Still a little bit to go. And then we also have to straighten that too. So yeah, hopefully this works. No idea what Dad's doing right now. Just need to straighten out that. Okay. Water power. Doesn't want to budge. Pretty sure that gap shouldn't be there. Just goes to show how bent the bonnet is. The rest is looking nice though. Lined all that up. Bent all that out. Looking alright. All this is mostly bent back. Got the fender on mostly. Hell of a lot better than it was. And this isn't really bent over the chassis rail anymore, which is good. And then yeah, a little bit of fix-ups around here. Now just the bonnet to go. So take 2 on the VH. We realised this fender, I don't know, metal still wasn't quite straight compared to the other one, so we need to pull that out a little bit more. And this over the chassis rails as well was still like a little bit too far bent in. So the plan is, I think, with this strap, which goes through from the wall, to pull it over a little bit more. And how's that done, Dad?
Well, I've taken it to the wall with 2 16 diameter Dyna bolts into this is actually concrete tilt-up wall, so it's quite a strong wall. And that's then passing through a loop in the mudguard. And these straps are tensioned up by these tensioner buckles. And that will pull it. And this bit of wood is just locking it
Bracing
against the wall.
Because we want it to pull from the top and not where the chassis rail is, so just this bit needs to come across on the top. Rail. Hopefully you can see that there. Yeah, we'll see if it works. So maybe the easiest way to show you how much this front clip here has moved across in the accident. Let's have a look at the radiator. So the radiator's in its correct mounting holes at the bottom, and there's like no room for this to sort of come up, and I just bashed that as well. Look on the other side, straighten that edge of the radiator, and there's like heaps of room, even this has been pushed over a bit. So I might have to remount the radiator, because yeah, this front clip ain't moving, no matter how much we've tried to bend it and move it over. See how we go. Might just run it as is. Hopefully it still runs and drives straight. So I've gotten to the point where I've got the car as straight as we wanted to get it. And last you saw, we did a little bit of respraying on the new fender. We've got this sprayed up to cover some rust spots and spots we've banged. New fender there. Now it's just a bit of an install day, putting stuff back together. So we'll see how far we get. Got the cowl, got radiator stuff, intakes, headlights, yeah, radiator itself, grille, some new catches, because the old one was an eBay cheapie. This is a proper Aerocatch brand. Yeah, mirror, VK mirror, because I smashed the new ones that I just put on. Yeah, a whole heap of other stuff. Oh, the bumper as well, that's got a little bit of a bend in it, I just remembered, so we'll see how that goes. And we've got the spare one there as well. So yeah, hopefully from that to a nice, pretty, straight car again. So Dad and I had a good day on the car, fixed a lot of stuff, ticked a few things off the list. Lots of stuff, so it was like radiator, bumpers, bleeding coolant, oil catch can, swapping wheels, radius rod bush, a couple of small things, radiator shroud and fitting all that in. Yeah, you can see that stuff and a few more things to go. I mean, the car's never going to be 100% straight again. We've got it as good as we can get it. So yeah, new fender is looking pretty good. It's on there. You know, there's some gaps here that are quite close. And this side's not much better. We did pull this fender across a little bit as well to try and help. You know, bent bits down here because that's bloody tight too. But cow's back on. We've got some new latches which work really good. You can tell by the way it feels. And on the inside, she's sort of back to normal. Radiator shroud on the sides there, all thermofan working properly. Got some nifty little Harrop spark plug lead covers. So that's a little bonus. And yeah, giving the whole thing a vacuum. And tested it around the block. So we just wanted to make sure that number one, the track straight, but also that, you know, the brakes were working as well. They are rubbing a lot, but I think it's just because it's brand new brake pads and they're pretty tight on the rotor. Also, we put these new wheels on, which are, I think they're 9-inch, which is great. And we've had them for a while. They're 255 wide tyres rather than the 245s that we had. But yeah, as we sort of noticed, this side sticks out a fair bit because of the whole front of the car's being pushed over, whereas this side nicely tucks underneath. Anyway, doesn't seem to scrub, so I'm going to live with it for now and just see how it goes at the next event. Some minor fix-ups, but yeah, that's about it. Solid day, Dad. Good job.
Not much left on the list now, is there?
No, not really. Just went through it. Yeah, just a couple small things to do and she'll be done. So yeah, that's probably it for this fix-up episode.
Test run.
Test run at the next event, Joondalup Sprint. And hopefully can test out a new short shifter as well. So yeah, the work never ends. Always something to do. Bye for now.